Mr. DJ Rose, Verteezy, and C's. Welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. I'm sure MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap a seatbelt, go and settle land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell out now. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love us as is, love with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.
No More Black Tears, we're back in the building. No More Black Tears. Make sure y'all go like, subscribe, and follow, man, and share. You know what I'm saying? We back in the building. We got Juice Man in here today.
In the building.
We got Verteezy. You know what I'm saying? It's holiday weekend and it all happened in the week.
So this weekend sports, we're gonna start off in probably the most recognizable city in America. The New York Knicks won the NBA championship. What's y'all initial thoughts on Knicks bringing home the dub?
What's up, man? I'm excited. I was happy for them, man. I hope they don't tear the city up too much, but yeah, go Knicks, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, I know they had the parade yesterday, and I think they said they had 2 million people at the parade. People was lined up at midnight trying to get good spots, and it was one of the best runs. They went 21-4, and so the last team that done that was the KD Warriors. I think they went 21-3, same as the 2001 Lakers. They went 21-3, or the Warriors only went 2. Warriors only lost 2, or they lost 3 games.
I think they tied the Lakers.
Okay,
I don't think they broke the record.
Okay, so it was 3. Yeah, so and they won 13 in a row, and all their losses, the most they lost by was 4 points. So it's gonna go down as one of the historic runs in NBA history to this day. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be remembered. You know what I'm saying? And like, shout out to them, man. They put the word and team together. You know what I'm saying? Because they was a team that had role players. That everybody did their role. You know what I'm saying? And they accomplished their ultimate goal. Mike Brown finally got his ring as a head coach. You know what I'm saying? He's got rings as assistant coaches. I mean, as an assistant coach, but he got a ring as a head coach now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, proud of them boys. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad they did it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. This playoff run just mimicked that of a baseball postseason run. Like, I don't know if the best team won a championship this year in the NBA. You know, which I often feel like that about baseball. Like, the right team get hot at the right time, and they go on a run. Because in the middle of the season, a lot of people didn't think the Knicks would get out of the second round of the postseason because it was kind of dwindling off in the middle of the season. Then they kind of picked it up, but then when the postseason came, they had that hiccup against the Hawks, and after that, they just kind of took off. Like,
that wasn't a hiccup.
The role players played their roles. The star players, Jalen Brunson, probably shined the brightest, in terms of the stars in the postseason. Mike Brown made all the right adjustments when he had to make them, and they three-point shooting was like, they was hot. So, like, yeah, this was an incredible postseason run by the Knicks, man, and I'm happy for Mike Brown, who, I've been watching him since he was coaching LeBron in Cleveland and a lot of players on that Knicks team. Let's condense it from what we thought about this postseason run to just this 5-game series that we got in the finals. Like, what's your initial thoughts after seeing this 5-game series? It's been about a week.
It couldn't have went 7 because, like you say, there's a good chance they probably would have lost if we would have went 7. So I'm glad they did it in the 5. And to tell you the truth, I really thought Atlanta was going to pull it. I thought this was going to be the Atlanta Cinderella story. But it didn't work out like that. But that let you know that Atlanta's the truth. And they're coming for them next year, man. We're going to see how this goes.
Yeah, I think that what all the analysts that get paid was always saying that their experience, you got to get your heart broken first before you can take that next step, and that basically just came true because the experience did show up. I think that I guess you want to say conditioning probably played a big part of it too, because a lot of San Antonio always started off strong, and then after in the fourth quarter, all their shots were coming up short, like they ain't had no more legs, and they did go through a 7-game series with OKC, the number 1 seed. I don't want to say I think
They went six
against Minnesota.
The T-Wolves, 5 with the
So
Blazers.
So maybe if they would have took some of those teams out earlier, maybe they would have had more rest because the Knicks had a lot of rest all postseason because they was just going through them people. So, but I believe that experience played a role in it, and I think that coaching played a role in it, and
Very much so.
and I think that that Brunson he had the mom in him. He was not going to be determined to be stopped. You know what I'm saying? He put the boys on his back, and he in the first, I want to say maybe 3 games, he had the numbers. He was averaging 30, but the percentages were low. But the last 2 games, he was on fire. You know what I'm saying? And he was not going to be stopped, and he did his thing. You know what I'm saying?
I look at like really what won this year was the chemistry. Brunson and his father, that chemistry can't be broken, can't be beat. Then you also had the Villanova boys. You know what I'm saying? They won the title back in college. So they used to being in high stressful environments like this. They used to winning championships together. It was like, we back together, let's do it at the pro level. We already did it at the semi-pro level in college. So to me, it was just like full circle. It was like the chemistry was undeniable. And when you have chemistry like that, it's hard to beat a team because, like you say, the Knicks put team and team this year. It's that chemistry all day, every day.
Yeah, I've never seen a series like this before. I said that last week when we did the pod, and I say it again when me and my brother TK talk. We never saw a series like this. For it to be 5 games and every game be close. Like we've seen 7-game series. Like this was the most watched series since the 90s, they said. And like probably a lot of people think of this, let's just say these 25 years, most people would say the best NBA finals we got was that Warriors Cleveland when Cleveland came back down 3-1. But like I said last week, it was a lot of blowouts in that series.
You know what? This series was the most watched because you know who was watching? You know who was schooling me on this series? My mama and my aunts. They was watching the series. Females was watching the series. They was telling me what was going on. I was like, for real? I missed it. And they was telling me all the highlights. And I had to go back and watch it.
I believe
so
that.
Let you know.
New York's a big market, so they should get the views. But just in terms of just the basketball though, part of it, like it was a weird series because for this to end in 5 games and every game be so close, this could have literally probably went the other way very, very easily.
Yeah.
If like Rose said, some shots for the Spurs landed. If some mistakes didn't happen for the Spurs, if the Knicks didn't have the heroics of a Jalen Brunson who in every fourth quarter just made big shot after big shot, made all his free throws when he needed to make his free throws, played defense, this definitely was an amazing series to watch, and we got to see some star performances in this series from both perspectives, from both teams' perspective. What Nick did this series help the most? What Spur did this series hurt the most?
What Nick Brunson?
What's the other dude?
And
the older dude that everybody was talking about.
From OG.
OG, yeah.
Yeah. But he did what he normally do. I think that he did what he normally when he's healthy. But
now that 30-something point game was something spectacular he had in game 4.
Yeah, it was. But
I don't think he even did nothing like that because he won a ring in Toronto. I don't think he had no game close to that on the run to Toronto. That was different.
But I'm talking about during their seasons with the Knicks last year, this year. He has been one of the most important parts of their team. But lots of time he had been hurt. He deals with a lot of hamstring injuries, so that'd be hampering him. But he's a major part. You know what I'm saying?
He is, but I agree with you. I think it's Brunson, but I ain't gonna lie. I'm not mad at the OG answer because leaving this series, I don't look at OG like I did going into the series. I do look at him like a way better player because I don't know if he's ever scored like that many points in a playoff game before.
But I want to say he has, probably has.
Yeah, he might have. I just don't remember it. But that was a spectacular performance. Jalen Brunson is the easy answer for the Knicks. Like, this just puts him in a different conversation now with other great players. Now, because you need that ring to be validated. Like, now, if I say who's better, Jalen Brunson or Luka, and you say Luka, if I'm a Jalen Brunson fan, why Luka ain't got a ring?
They got another dude. He don't got no team.
Jalen Brunson and
Brunson didn't win it by himself.
But Jalen Brunson and Luka played together in Dallas, right? For 4 years. So why Luka ain't got a ring? Like,
exactly. Brunson is not a star. He's not a superstar player to me. I don't put
he
Brunson
just just won the championship being the best player on the team. Like
what
that.
My man say? What my man say? He was on he was on North Carolina team. He's on North Carolina team. Zero. Agent Zero.
Gilbert Arenas?
Like he said, rings don't matter no more, bro. Kill that.
Rings are always gonna matter. They always gonna be the tiebreaker in certain conversations.
MVPs and rings matter.
Yeah, so like right now, when we looking at the trophy cases of Luka and Jalen Brunson,
I'm Luka all day.
Jalen got something in his trophy case, Luka don't. But on the surface, I do think Luka might be a better player, but if someone argue Jalen Brunson, it's hard to argue.
You know
and it's not just the ring.
It's still early.
It's the performance that he had in the finals.
I didn't see nothing out of Brunson. That's why y'all be telling. I watched highlights. I didn't see nothing with Brunson.
So in Game 5, the closeout game, he did some Michael Jordan shit from The Last Dance. He scored 45. His teammates combined, the rest of his team combined, he had 45 points.
Uh-huh.
The rest of his team combined for 49 points.
Okay.
They win that game by what, like 2-3 points? If he's just good, hell, fuck it. If he's great, because that's legendary what he did. If he's just great, they lose that game.
But they won, so he's great. So
no. That was a legendary performance. What I'm saying, if he just give you a great performance,
he didn't win the game. It's like, okay, OG, I think he should have got the MVP.
No. Nah, if he would have put up 30 in Game 5.
It's about game-winning shots. Like Brunson did all that, and if
he averaged,
he was a dollar short, they lose, bro.
That nigga averaged over 30 in the finals. Not too many people can say they did that and won it.
He's
MVP.
the point guard, right?
For OG to get MVP, let me tell you what he would have had to do. We would all have to say that Stephon Castle is the second best player on the team, and he would have had to guard Castle the whole series, and Castle would have had to suck, and he would have had the numbers he had. Like, he would have had to do some Andre Iguodala shit. He didn't do that because I don't think he played amazing defense. I think he played good defense. So his offensive numbers just is too big of a gap between him and Brunson. But the Spurs that got hurt the most in this series, I think it's De'Aaron Fox, man.
Fox got hurt again?
No, like it hurt him the most in terms of his legacy because he's always been viewed as a clutch player in the NBA with his time in San Antonio. And to Rose's point, people was talking about the youth of the Spurs being a downfall. There was people like myself and TTK that felt like Fox being an 8 to 10 year veteran, being in the league a long time, and you saw it in the OKC series. So I don't want to I'm not gonna be like these other people and disrespect Fox because there was times in the OKC series where his veteran leadership came through and he helped them not make mistakes. But there was just times where he didn't look healthy. He couldn't get to the basket. He couldn't make shots consistently throughout the game. But more importantly, that Game 4, when the Spurs got the steal and he went up for the layup instead of just holding the ball and taking the foul, that's going to go down as one of the ultimate blunders in NBA Finals history. Like, they're going to replay that highlight the same way they replay the highlight at Iguodala again blocked by LeBron. Like that's gonna be replayed. Like, damn, bro, that was the moment you lost the game, and that was the moment you lost the series, man. So I hate it for Fox, but definitely that hurt him. sticking with Brunson. You know, we were just arguing about Brunson and Luka. Where would y'all rank Brunson in the league right now?
Same. I want to move him up, or I want to move him down.
Top five. Top five. I'm not gonna put him over the Joker, but I got him neck and neck with. Now, if you gave me a choice of who I want to pick, him or Shea, I'm taking him. Only thing, Shea got like those MVPs and he got one ring. He got an MVP too, championship MVP. So that's the only thing holding it against over Brunson. But if I had a choice to pick out of those two, who I want on my team, I'm taking Brunson all day.
So is he 4, 3, 2?
I got him 3. I got him 3 behind Jokic and Shea, and I hate to put him behind Shea because I would put him. I don't want to do Reese's bias because Shea we did go back-to-back MVP. He did win the championship last year, won Finals MVP.
So Shea is above him.
Yeah.
So you got him as the third best player in the league.
Yeah.
Man, that's just way too fucking high. That way too high. I got him top 5, but
like, so who's your players in front of him?
I think the best player in the league. We saw it in the postseason, man. Wemby didn't do nothing to deter. Like, bro, he's by far the best defensive player in the league. By far. Not even close. So like, ain't nobody even gonna argue that at the table.
Right. So we got Wemby number 1.
And we got to see him play better offensively. So I still think it's Wemby number 1. I would put him over Shea.
Okay, Shea number 2.
Because to me, he's more clutch than Shea. I would have Joker number 2.
Okay, Joker number 2. Okay.
And I still have Giannis like number 3. I still have Giannis. I still have Giannis at 3. And I'll put Brunson number 4. And Shea. And I have no issue having Shea at 5 because Shea playoff numbers always dissipate. Brunson's playoff numbers always increase. You know, so that's why I would have.
So where would you put Cat?
Cat now top 10.
Cat top 20?
Yeah, top 25.
He top 20, man. But he played great the first 2 games and then kind of disappeared the rest of the series. So it's like he didn't really do nothing to really change how I look at him. Whereas Brunson, just his performance in the finals was so great that makes me put him over Shea, because Shea didn't even play the way that Brunson played in the finals. Shea didn't even play like that last year against the Pacers. Like if Shea would have had this kind of performance against the Pacers, they don't even go 7 games probably. They probably win that series in 5. Shea was very mediocre against the Pacers. That's why that series went 7. Like Brunson was, to Rose's point, those last 2 games were phenomenal. And me personally, I'm just gonna be real. Maybe because I'm a Kobe fan, all that efficiency shit, I don't care about that shit, bro. You got 30. So the first 3 games, I don't give a fuck that he shot.
Average 30.
You still got 30. So I don't care about that. And like I said, because I think Wemby's the best player, I'm still going to give you credit for that 30-point on bad efficiency because you're doing that against the best defense player in the league, in my opinion. So, that performance way outweighs what Shea did last year. Shea, I don't know if Shea averaged 30 last year. I think he might have averaged 25 last year in the finals, bro. That shit was kind of mediocre, to be honest.
Well, you know, it's a team sport, and again, it's a lot about coaching.
It's a team sport, but when you score 45 and your team scored 49 in the last game, bro, what coaching changes did Mike Brown make all series?
That's what I'm saying about that. For him to go get 45
the changes, he didn't really make any changes, but he made
he ran the game.
He ran the game because Cat and OG was in foul trouble a lot, and they was able to withstand those runs and call timeouts when they needed, call timeouts, let players play, you know what I'm saying, put players in.
So if I name 5 coaches in the league right now, y'all don't think they could have did what Mike Brown did in the finals? Because I think he just let the team play.
Well, like I said,
I think he just let the team play. This ain't football. I think coaching matters in football. Basketball is like whatever.
Who's the assistant coach?
The daddy.
Thank you.
It's a couple. But dad is one of them.
The dad was there. The dad was there before Mike Brown. So it wasn't like Mike Brown said, "Nigga, you in the streets, you in the gutter. Let me lift you back up, brother." Yeah. Nah, the dad was already there. He inherited that staff.
Yes, he kept a lot of people that was on the staff with Tibbs. And we got to give Tibbs some credit.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
you got to give Tibbs some credit, but also Mike Brown had a lot of because his
expectation. Can I tell you what Mike Brown did?
Because remember we talked about last year. It
wasn't what he did in the playoffs. This is what he did all regular season. He brought the minutes down. Mm-hmm. That's what he did. Instead of playing these niggas 40 minutes a game, he said, y'all gonna play more reasonable amount of minutes so y'all niggas ain't breaking down in the postseason.
That's right.
That's what he did. But in the postseason, he ain't make no great coaching substitutions. Like, this was Jalen Brunson and those Knicks players playing phenomenal, man. And Mitch Johnson being fucked up as a coach, to be honest. Because there's a lot of coaches that would have benched De'Aaron Fox after game 2 when they saw he was a liability and started Dylan Harper. Because we ain't even talking about that enough. Dylan Harper balled out in game 5. Why did it take you so late to give Dylan Harper more minutes in this finals? Nah, man, that's just bad coaching. I tell you one thing, Eric Spoelstra and Steve Kerr would have made that switch. We saw Steve Kerr in the finals tell Iggy, say, hey, Iggy.
Well, who's team?
You know, Mark team. But that's what I'm saying. You ain't named me what Mike Brown did.
I did name you what he did.
I can tell you what Steve Kerr did. Steve Kerr said we're going to shoot more threes, and I'm going to bring Iggy off the bench. And the last thing is I'm going to start Draymond Green, because y'all forget, Mark Jackson had Draymond come off the bench and had David Lee starting. So that's 3 things Steve Kerr did. That's coaching. Last question before we move on. Hey, can they repeat, man?
Hell no. No way in hell.
Anything is possible. What KG said, anything is possible. But do I anything is possible?
They're gonna be on their ass.
But as Eastern Conference Conference champions, yeah, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to go through that West again, though. It's gonna be hard to go through that West again.
Go through the West again. They just got to beat one team in the West.
Yeah, that West is the beast.
Yeah, baby. When you only got to beat one team, that ain't really that bad.
West is the beast.
So it's a beast for the niggas in the West.
So for the championship going to be the Hawks and the Knicks, Eastern Conference.
I think the Hawks, if they make some improvements, they can get in that Eastern Conference Finals, man. I like the squad, but they got to make some improvements, and Jalen Johnson got to take that next step, man. What does this win mean for the entire league, though?
Anybody can win. It's still anybody's game. You got to play hard.
It means that it showed like women's gonna come back next year with a vengeance, and it's funny because he's been in a lot of championships and always lost. He ain't gonna lose them all, so he's gonna come back with vengeance, and so he put everybody on watch. It's gonna be the Wemby watch next year because it is his MVP to lose. It's his defensive player of the year to lose, and it's his championship to lose because he put everybody on notice. Like, I'm here, but I'm coming back.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think the Spurs showed that they here and they're gonna be here for probably the next 10 years. That core is so young. But what I think this win means for the league, the Knicks winning, there's options to build a team now. You don't have to draft. None of these players was really drafted by the Knicks. They was all signed in free agency or traded for. To be honest, they really took the approach the Rams took in the NFL and said, fuck them picks. Because people forget, they traded, 2 to 4 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges? That trade looked bad when they did it a couple years ago. I tell you who's not mad at that trade, if you're a Knicks fan. You don't care that you gave 4 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges, even though he probably didn't even average 15 points this series. You had his defense and his limp. Hey, when Jalen Brunson signed that contract, a lot of people didn't think he deserved to get paid all that money leaving Dallas.
How much you paid?
At the time, it was like $100 million.
And it was a lot less than he could have got because he left money on the table so they can sign some more players.
And there was a lot of people who didn't even think he was worth that contract because he was basically playing second fiddle to Luka at the time. But I tell you right now everybody's like, yo, that was a bargain. People saying that's one of the best free agency signings ever in the NBA.
That's like the James Harden situation.
You know, it's even better than the James Harden signing because he didn't do shit for Houston, so stimulate the economy with the strip club culture. So, hey, Jalen out here winning championships. You know, Carl Anthony Towns. This is just another reclamation project. We saw it a couple years ago with the Warriors when they had got Andrew Wiggins, and we didn't think Andrew Wiggins could be a championship level player. And what did he do? He played a big role in that finals. I never thought, if you would ask me 3-4 years ago, that Carl Anthony Towns not would just win a championship, but be a major piece to a team winning a championship, I would have said, you fucking lying, man. And them first 2 games, he did. Soft. Man, them first 2 games, man, Cat showed me something I didn't know. he had some dog in him.
That's right.
He had some dog in him in the first 2 games, bro. He took it to Wemby. He put his body on him. Like I respect Cat for what he did. Like, yeah, it just shows that there's a different way to build teams than what these pussy ass teams are doing in the league by tanking and by just saying we're just gonna spend a whole bunch of money in free agency. Go out there, find marginalized players that other teams don't want that fit your system, trade for them. Find free agents that may not be the top free agent of the market, but you can be like, you know what? If we polish them off and we give them the keys to our franchise, they can become the face of the franchise. Like, that's what these teams need to start doing.
You know what? I want to say there was no egos on that team. On the New York Knicks team.
Nah, they seem like they all get along too.
Yeah, I don't think they had no egos. And like I said, we take it back to Villanova. They boys from the get-go. Like they grew up together.
Yeah, I think Mitchell Robinson is the only player that the Knicks drafted on that team.
Everybody else was like free agents or trades.
And like the guy Shamit and Alvarado.
They have been a couple places.
Yeah, and they came there and they played a big role and big part of there, and that was nothing that Mike Brown did in that game when they came back from 29, when he did this all season. He played Alvarado. I know I'm saying his name wrong, but Jose Alvarado, and he played Jaden Brunson at the same time. He hasn't done that all season. And they asked him why he did that. He said because we needed speed. We needed to speed it up because we didn't have enough time. We was down by 20, 29. You know what I'm saying? And Alvarado had a great game that game, and they was able to pull off the comeback.
So you just mentioned James Harden, man. Unfortunately, James Harden was arrested, for possession of a firearm. What's your thoughts on that?
It wasn't none. Because you can have a gun in Houston and in Texas. It just that it wasn't enough. I didn't know you could have a gun, but it had to be in the holster or something. He just had it on the the passenger seat. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a charge. I thought
you can't even know it.
I thought as long as you could.
You got to be in the glove compartment. You got to be your arm console.
But I never seen nobody get charged at because most of the time when the people have guns, it's either somewhere where the police can see it.
And see, that's what we see.
That nigga been watching too many. That nigga been watching too many dope boy movies.
I'm saying, bro.
That nigga must have thought he was a dope boy from the '90s.
No, he thought he was James Harden.
You just got your gun on the passenger seat.
That's why you better. If you James Harden ride through the city, that's why you better have it.
No. You know what you need to have, you James Harden? You need to have your security in the passenger seat, nigga.
Yeah, but if he ain't there, you better have it on the passenger seat.
Why your security not there? You James Harden.
You never know.
All this money he done stole from the Rockets, from the Clippers, from the Cavs, from the Nets. He done stole. The only team he ain't never stole money from was the Thunder.
I kept lasagna on the passenger seat floor. I kept that lasagna on the floor.
But you ain't worth millions. He's worth hundreds of millions.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I didn't know that was a charge. Like I didn't because I've been pulled over plenty of times. Got down there on the floor. Yeah, and even when I wasn't in the car, they took it because I wasn't in the car, and it was on the floor. They found it, and I went back the next day when it was open and picked it up. I didn't even know they didn't even charge my homeboy with it. I was like, I didn't. That's what I'm saying. I was confused by that, but I said, but I don't know the law. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an attorney. You know what I'm saying? I just stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night. That's all.
Oh, man. Hey, man. So let's move on to the NBA draft, man, which is coming up, I want to say, this Tuesday. Man, who y'all think should go number 1 in this draft?
I've been saying AJ. I should be saying AJ. And if I had to pick, if I was the Utah Jazz, I would pick your boy's son, Boozer. Boozer played there for years. I would pick his son. The fan, Utah. Utah got the number 2 pick.
Oh no, so you're basically walking it through. Okay, my bad.
Yeah. And then whoever's number 3, because Washington got number 1, I would take AJ. If I was Utah, I would take Boozer, and whoever's number 3 to get Peterson. Because Boozer played there for years. He's still respected there. The fans would love if his son came there. His son would be a productive player. They already got a lot of players, young players and older players in Utah. So they're not going to win no championship. So you might as well try to sell out the games.
For me, I think AJ DeBronson is the clear-cut number one player in this draft. He's the best scorer. And with the second pick, man, I keep going back between these three players. Peterson, Boozer, and for me, a Cuff. Just because I look at all three, Boozer's probably the most technically sound. Like, I think he's probably the most ready to play right now, to be honest. But then Peterson, man, I just look at him and his scoring ability is so good and has so much potential. I just don't like all the injury shit and the cramping and all that. And it seemed like he was quit on his team potentially. And then lastly, a Cuff, man, just the athleticism in the guard position, I really like a lot. So I probably would, a Cuff probably would be the player that I'm most excited to see where he lands. Because if he goes to the right situation, man, he could really change life for a team. Is there a team that you think needs to move up in the draft or probably make a deal?
The Hawks. The Hawks need to move up. I think they're sitting at number 8 or 9. 8, right?
They're 9.
9. Okay, 9. If they can move up in the top 3, because they got 2 first-round picks, so if they can give both of them and maybe a second round to somebody and move up to the top 3 and be able to pick out of Acuff, Peterson, Boozer. I know AJ probably go to Washington. That would be
my bad. The Hawks is 7.
Number 7. Okay. So if they can put a package together to get in the top 3, yeah.
Get top 3. Man, it's the Bucks. The Bucks, hey, man, you got to figure out what to do with Giannis, and you got to trade him on draft night. To be honest, you really got to trade him the night before the draft. But draft night is cool, but you got to trade him and try to get a top 3 pick for him as well as some other future picks or whatever. That's what you need to do because this draft class is very legit. You don't need to sell out for the number 1 pick. That's how, like, this draft class is going to rival that LeBron draft class most likely. So long as you get a top 3 pick, which you should be able to get that for Giannis, and then come back the next year and get a top 5 pick, because I think you can't get top 3 picks. What is it, 3 years in a row? Or is it a top 5 pick 3 years in a row?
I don't know.
But just understand, like, you're not gonna be able to tank for 3 years, so you need to hit on that first draft pick, and then hope and pray that next year's draft pick does you some well, man. And moving on to the NFL. We did the AFC last week. We're going to do the NFC West this week. That's the Los Angeles Rams, the Seattle Seahawks, Arizona Cardinals, and San Francisco 49ers. Rose, what's a move each team made that you're really interested to see how it plays out or you think can make them competitive?
There was a guy that got traded to the Rams. I forget his name. He played for the Browns. He's all right. Different. I can't think of his name.
Nigga, you hell.
What's it? Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, I think that's probably gonna be a good move for the Rams. So I think that was a pretty good move for the Rams.
I would second that motion.
And I'm gonna say. Addition by subtraction, Cardinals. You know what I'm saying? They traded away their quarterback. And now they got a chance to be in the quarterback decision next year, even though they got Carson back, but I believe he's a backup. He's a lifetime backup. So they got their backup quarterback. They got a backup starting and Brissett. So, and I believe Brissett's gonna do good, but go ahead and throw Carson in there. Like I remember you were saying after the draft. Oh yeah, that I think it was before he got drafted. I think it was on the second day or the first day. You were saying Cardinals should get back, and that way they could be sorry, and then they can get
that boy Arch.
Yeah,
or get that nigga Dante Moore.
Mm-hmm. So them the MVP of the Super Bowl is not with Seattle anymore. He was a really good player. He's a really good player. I'm really interested in seeing JSN. Is he go step up? He was the best wide receiver last year, but everybody still has Shamar better than him, and JJ better than him, Jefferson better than him.
And
So
people even ranking Puka better than him.
and some people got Puka better than him. Yeah. So
he's not even the best receiver in his own division. Go figure.
Yeah. So I want to see if he can do it again. And I believe he can, because what he did last year, that was amazing. But he didn't. And he was the number one. People knew he was number one, and they still couldn't stop him. And then they didn't even have an all-time quarterback throwing him to him.
Respectable number 2 option on that team. No respectable number 2 option on that team.
So, but them losing Super Bowl MVP Walker, I think that's probably going to hurt them a little bit. But I still see them being good, and I want to see him do good, and I want to see Bradford come back and show people, yeah, y'all wrote me off, and I wrote that check in the Super Bowl, and now I'm gonna do it again and be competitive again. I don't see them going back to the Super Bowl this year, but I see them being competitive. Being a competitor. And then we got with the 49ers, right?
Yep.
And so Brock Purdy got that bad last year. He got the bad last year, right?
Yep.
He got that bad last year. He ain't really show me nothing. He put together some good games, but for him to carry that bag around, that big old bag, his shoulder hurting or something, because he showed me a little bit. He put some strings. He's strung in some games together, but not enough to be having the bag that big.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up where you left off at, the 49ers. I think what would help Brock Purdy is that the addition, that 6'5" receiver, 6'3" receiver, Mike Evans, 6'5", 6'6", or whatever. Receivers will help in the red zone. So that's a big addition for them that I think really could help the 49ers. Jeremiah Love going to the Cardinals, now that they done kind of figure out what they want to do with the quarterback situation, I like that move. I think he could be a game changer for them. They got a lot of young talent on that team. With the Rams, the addition of them corners. That secondary was so bad. The Myles Garrett move is amazing, but they didn't even need Myles Garrett. It was cool with what they had on defensive line. But their secondary was so ass, and they knew it was ass. They didn't go out and sign one corner, y'all. They went out and got 2 top 7 corners in this league. From Jalen Watson and Trent McDuffie, got both of them from the same motherfucking team. So they said, hey, we're not even playing that whole Madden shit where you just get players from different teams and hope they got chemistry. Nope. Let's get 2 players from the same team that we know how to play together, so that they can come over here and play the same way they played in Kansas City. Because Kansas City's had one of the best secondaries the last 3 years because of those two niggas I just named. And then with the Seahawks, they probably had the worst offseason, to be honest, man. Like, golly, y'all ain't do shit. And y'all let Walker just leave free. Like, to me, if I'm them, why they ain't getting a receiver? Like, even if it's like a Jalen Waddle, even if it's traded for signing Mike Evans, even if it's signing Tyreek Hill, hell, they should have been on the A.J. Brown trade. So we'll see what happens for them, man. But that was kind of disappointing to see them not make no kind of moves at all in their division, man. Just like last week, Rose, man, I got the projected wins for each team in the division. And just let me know if you think they're going to get more or less, over, under. We got the Cardinals, 4.5.
I got them over 4. So I get 4.5. So I got them 5. I give them 5. Jacoby go give them 5.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. If Jacoby wins 2 out of the first 4 games, they benching him. They need to get under 5. They need 4 wins or less to be picky.
Yeah, but if they play him at least 8 games, he gonna win. He gonna win 5.
I'm telling you, he not gonna. If he win 2 out of the first 4, hey, sit your ass down. Hey, where the white boy at? Get the white boy.
Yeah.
This is one of those few times, nigga. If you successful, you fail. Hey, let's go with Seattle, the defending champs, 10.5.
Ooh.
Hey, just for a prediction, you're going to have to go under on some of these because they pretty much got all these niggas at 10.5.
Yeah, so we got, you said the Seahawks?
Seahawks, defending champs.
I'm going over.
Over?
Yeah. 49ers.
I'm going to go under. 49ers, 10.5.
Under. Under.
I'm gonna go over. And Rams 10.5.
Over.
I'm going way over that. They might win a division by Christmas time, nigga. Like, goddamn, nigga. I'll be honest. After that Myles Garrett trade, who gonna beat them? like when they lose,
I know one guy that could beat them.
Who?
Puka.
Yeah, if that nigga goes to that rehab that helps with racism, yeah, man. If that don't fix him, then he can definitely beat them. We didn't do this last week, but I thought this would be a fun addition. I'm gonna do some over-unders for key players because this division has some star-studded players in it. So Puka Nuka, over/under 8 touchdowns, over/under 1,249. Over for both. Yeah. JSN, over 8.5 touchdowns.
Whew. Under.
Over 1,324 yards.
Over.
Devontae Adams, over 9.5 touchdowns. I think he led the league in touchdowns last year with 14.
Yeah, under.
Over 799 yards. He only need 800.
Yeah, 800. Over.
Marvin Harrison Jr., over 5 touchdowns.
You'll have to. Over.
Over 824.5 yards. He has 900,000 yards season so far.
He has to, because if he don't get over those touchdowns and over those yards, he might be considered as a bust.
Mike Evans, 6.5 touchdowns.
Over.
8
under.
8. As soon as I say 8, it's
under.
And can I be honest? He might get 14 touchdowns
and
only 500 yards.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Because in the red zone, they're gonna give it to that big nigga. Jeremiah Love, 899 yards.
Oh, over, definitely. He'll double that.
5.5 touchdowns. Rushing touchdowns.
Over.
And possibly the best player in the division, depending on who you ask. Christian McCaffrey, 8.5 rushing touchdowns.
Over.
924 rushing yards.
Over. He hasn't had back-to-back good seasons in a long time, but last year he surprised everybody. So I ain't gonna pick him in fantasy unless he dropped down to me. But
so my final question before we wrap Weekend Sports up: what player has to perform at a high level for their team to be successful in that division? And what player, if they do not perform at a high level, that team is going to be bad?
Sam Bradford and
Donald.
I said Sam
Bradford.
I said Sam Bradford, didn't I? Yeah, I said Sam Bradford.
Bradford?
Ain't that his name? The quarterback for the.
You think about the nigga that played for the Rams way back in the day, the nigga who had the fucked up soldier.
What's his name? Donald. Oh yeah, Sam. Yeah. So him and
so he got to play well.
Yeah, and I mean the Georgia boy from LA. If he don't play well,
But he always plays well.
Yeah, but he's older now, so it's a possibility he could get hurt. So if he doesn't play well, the Rams ain't gonna be who we thought they was, even though they got a good defense. Stafford.
Yeah, it's gonna be Brock Purdy. If Brock Purdy can play like he did a couple years ago with the new additions they made and they can stay healthy, the 49ers can win that division. But if Matthew Stafford regresses and looks like an old man, everything we think about the Rams will not come true.
He always looked old man.
That team is predicated on him still looking like not necessarily the MVP, y'all, but an MVP candidate. Like, can he be an MVP candidate? But if he looks like, and it happens quick, y'all, it's like a switch. If he looks like what happened to Aaron Rodgers when he left Green Bay and went to New York, yeah, that team's gonna be in the mud, man. Final thoughts?
Happy Juneteenth.
Yeah, the Braves still looking good. And shout out to them. Shout out to the Bulldogs. They lost to Oklahoma by a large amount in a double elimination World Series. But man, there's a lot of good players they got on their team. Look forward to seeing them in the major leagues. Hopefully, maybe some of them could be on the Atlanta Braves. And it's World Cup time. You know what I'm saying? So that boy Cristiano Ronaldo, well, he looking like trash. But the other guy, Messi is looking like gold. But Messi is younger. But I didn't know Cristiano Younger was in his 40s.
Yeah,
he don't even look it.
Not
He don't even look it. He still look amazing.
Yeah. I saw that highlights to that hat trick Messi had. That shit was crazy.
But Messi still, I think he's 38, 39. And they said Christian was older than him. I'm like, what?
Shout out to the OGs. Shout out to the OGs.
Yeah, and so I know USA played today. I know that their star player was hurt dealing with a calf injury. I don't know if he played today. I haven't looked it up today. I don't even know if they won, but
I think it was up 2-0 when I last checked.
So hopefully they won, and shout out to all the soccer players and all the players and everybody that's coming around in all the cities and with the World Cup, because and when they say the World Cup is coming to Atlanta, I'm thinking it's like a Super Bowl, like they go play all the games in Atlanta, but no, they're all over the United States. They're in Seattle, they're in LA, they're in Atlanta, they're in I want to say Boston.
Hey, by the way, US did win.
Okay, so yeah, those are my final thoughts.
Hey man, basketball season has finally ended, man, and we've probably never had a president that's been a bigger basketball fan than Barack Obama. They opened up in Chicago, the Obama Presidential Center, man. They're gonna have a library in there. They're gonna have recreational stuff in there. Like, to think about all the stuff that Obama has done since he's been president of the United States is amazing. From writing books to going on tours, Nobel Peace Prizes. Like, he's done a lot of stuff during his presidency, but even after his presidency, man. So, that's
Michelle for that.
That's definitely something we get. And shout out to former First Lady Michelle. That's definitely something we need to be thankful for. And when we have people at UFC events make an attack on her character, we need to stand together as a people and denounce that kind of stuff, man. Shout out to the mama.
Gotta.
Mr. DJ Rose, Verkeezy, and C's, welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. For sure, MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap a seatbelt, go and sell our land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell our land. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love as is, love with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.